Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make this Pugs and Kisses card using Sugar Pea Designs for Pug's Sake stamp set. And it features this adorable little pug who is just floating on this little heart-shaped balloon in the clouds, or that's a setting we're going to give him for this card. And I think that this card is really good for an after Christmas thank you card. So by now, most of us have finished our Christmas cards, and now we're kind of moving into getting ready to send our thank yous after the holidays. And I think that this little stamp and the sentiments that come with it is just perfect for that type of project. So I'm just going to stamp our pug on some Copic Express It blending card. And the paper I stamped the pug on before was just some masking paper because we're going to mask the pug after we color it in a moment, because we're going to have to add that little cloud background behind him or her. I think this pug is a little boy. I don't know, I just get that feeling. And I think the perfect colors for pugs are the E40 series in Copic marker. So we're going to start with a base of E41. And then we're going to add some shadows with some of the darker E40s in a second. And I guess this is what they call a little fawn pug. So I have had a pug a while ago when I was younger. And this was the coloring that she had. And my pug and this pug had the same shape. They're both a little on the heavy side. And I just had a wonderful time making this card and just remembering my sweet little dog that I had when I was maybe like 25 years old, I think. Okay, so I'm going to add the shading around the edges of the body, underneath the chin, and underneath like that little hind leg and on the belly. And I'm going to try to keep the center of the pug, the center of the body, and the center of the face pretty light. And I'm just adding my E41 base to just blend in those shadowy colors that we added in a second. For the snout and for the ears, we're going to use some neutral gray. So I'm going to start with a base of N3. And then the darkest shade we're going to use is N7 because we're creating the cute little black ears and the little black wrinkly snout that pugs have. But we don't want it to be too dark because then the little eyes won't show. So I'm trying to be careful to just leave it pretty light in the center, just blending everything in with my N5. And then we'll go over everything with the N3. And then for the nose, we're just going to use 100. So just one color for the nose to make sure it stands out against that dark snout. I'm just going to add in my final shadowing here with an E44, and I'm just adding it very lightly to the edges, like around the joints, like the hind leg, underneath the chin, by the belly there. And that looks pretty good to me. I guess almost. So I'm just going to blend in that E44 with some E43. And again, I want to be careful to really leave the pug pretty light because pugs are like that just beautiful light beige color. So we just want to make sure that we keep our dog nice and light. So I'm going to even lighten her up a little bit more, him up a little bit more with some E40, which is the lightest shade in that color family. And for little tongue, I just color that with some R83. For the balloon, we're going to start with a base of R30. And then our shadow colors are going to be RV34 and RV32. I really like this color combination. It's a real nice, like peachy pink tone that you get with these three colors. And I'm just putting my shadowing all along the edges of the balloon. And then I'm going to blend that towards the center with the RV32. And then try to blend everything together with the R30. And now we're going to add some highlights with a white colored pencil. I thought that the white colored pencil would be better than using white highlighter here, just because I thought the white gel pen would just be too stark. So I wanted to have a little bit of a chalky light look with the with a colored pencil, so that's why I use colored pencil instead of a gel pen here. And when I added the Copic marker around that, I was very careful not to touch the pencil with the marker. Now I'm just adding the masks that I had cut out on top of our little balloon and pug. And now we're going to add our clouds. This is the mini cloud stencil by MFT Stamps. I use this a lot whenever I make clouds. This is my go-to stencil. And that first color I laid down was some faded jeans. And now this is tumbled glass. Both are distress oxide inks. And I'm just going to kind of go in a zigzag pattern up and down, up the card panel with my stencil. And I keep switching it around just so that it looks like there's all kinds of different cloud formations in the sky. And I'm going to switch up the colors that I'm using too. So sometimes I'll add in my clouds with that faded jeans, and other times I'll use the tumbled glass. And then for the top, we're just going to color that all in with the tumbled glass. And then I'm going to go around the edges to just blend everything together with my faded jeans, including along the bottom. And I'm just going to go around all the edges just to blend everything together. And then we're going to take a wonky stitch die by MFG Stamps and just run that through the die cutting machine. And that looks pretty good to me. So there's our card panel. Now I'm going to remove the masks. And it was a little bit difficult here, so I just went very gently to make sure that I didn't rip the paper underneath. I'm being careful with my tool-in-one by Spellbinders as I pull this off. And then I'm going to do the same with the pug. Just carefully remove that mask. Normally, if you add the mask before you color, it's much easier. But this time I wanted to just color in our little pug first. The sentiment is from that Sugar Pea Designs for Pug's Sake stamp set. There are several different sentiments you can choose from, but I chose the one that says sending you pugs and kisses because I just thought that was adorable. And I put the whole card panel onto an A2 size card base. I'm going to brighten up the eyes with some black glaze pen. And that's it. So here is our Sending You Pugs and Kisses card. Just perfect for after Christmas thank you cards. And also if you're getting ready with your Valentine's Day cards, this would also be a great Valentine's Day card to send to a friend or a loved one. All right, everyone, that's all I have for you for now. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you again soon in the next video.